Welcome to my channel.
Wife 33F said she cheated on me 30M because I'm ugly and short. Story 1-2. She slept with another guy at a party. At my sister's house. 1. Her friends told me. 2. My friends told me. 3. She broke off plans to go to a concert with me. I decided to go anyway and saw her there making out with another guy. 4. She slept with another guy at a party. At my sister's house. My sister told me. 5. We were engaged. 3 months before the wedding, she ran off with the guy I had asked to be my best man. 6. Another fiancé. I heard her 4-year-old son come into our room one night and take her cell phone. When I got it from him, the text messages between her and her ex-husband were on the screen. It turned out that not only had she not really been working those extra hours, he wasn't really her ex. As in they were still married. 7. While preparing to move to her town, I looked into the local BDSM scene and found a profile she had created the day after the last night we had spent together. Her relationship status was single and looking. The next day she said she had too much happening in her life for a relationship. Hours later, I watched her status change to in a relationship. Bonus, I don't really see this one as cheating, but a woman I was dating once told me she was pregnant and I was the father. Problem was, she was 3 months pregnant and we had only been dating 1 month. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, are 1 to 5 the same girl or different ones? Redditor 2, all of these were different women. This is a big part of why I don't date anymore. Redditor 3, ouch, you have picked some lemons from the dating pool, haven't you? Are you with anyone now or not bothering? Redditor 4, I am completely focusing on building my businesses and brand. When it comes to relationships, I have several job caps. I am short and therefore overlooked literally by most women. I am autistic and all but oblivious to facial expressions, body language, nuance, subtlety, nonverbal communication, tone of voice, and so much more that seem to be the basis for flirting behaviors. I don't know how to flirt and don't see when others are flirting with me. I am not very jobsome. On the other job, I'm kind, compassionate, genuine, intelligent, honest, sometimes too honest, and direct. I own a small job full of successful businesses which I built from the ground up. I do quite a bit of philanthropic and community work, and I'm starting a non-profit. I've traveled the world. I'm multilingual. I was an undefeated boxer before sustaining a TBI knot in the ring, and I am a skilled martial artist. I've been a candidate for state political office. I've written novels, short stories, plays, poems, songs, and 1 terrible screenplay. I've made contributions to 4 separate fields of research. I surf, climb mountains, and jump out of perfectly good airplanes for fun. I live a full and exciting life. I have much better things to invest my time in than charlatans and con artists. Redditor 5, well, being short and not the most jobsome guy in the world isn't really a problem getting girls unless you let it be. The most popular guy I used to hang around with was 5 feet 2 small built and had a missing job since birth, but the girls loved him. He was the funniest, most outgoing guy I ever met. Your biggest problem is the autism, making it difficult for you to read body language and get a good idea if someone is being genuine with you. How did you build up your businesses? Did they involve dealing with people socially, or are they online or something? So you are making the most of life, which is great. My son just did a tandem jump along with his friends for the friend's birthday and says it's as amazing as it looks, so I hope you continue to enjoy everything you can, and I hope you meet the right person for you someday if that's what you want. Redditor 6. I was 33 before I was diagnosed. I had to figure out how to make my way in the world, knowing I was different, but never knowing how or why. I learned to act normal. By the time I was in my 30s, my business was already doing fairly well, but the act was getting exhausting. I started seeing a therapist and was eventually diagnosed with ASD. I do remodeling, specializing in job-capped accessibility. I don't have to read people much, just be very knowledgeable and good at what I do. I have a partner who shares my vision, and with him on board we have grown immensely in the past 2 years, as well as branched off into other ventures. The odd thing is, I can lead people, give a speech, build a business from the ground up, campaign for public office. All things that require charisma and confidence. But not flirt. I have studied it, and it just doesn't compute. How have I been in relationships before, though? It's simple. They all approached me. Or at least made some clear indication of interest. As you can see from my track record, this, I have learned, does not bode well. So, I basically cannot trust any woman who makes any sort of interest or desire known to me in clear terms, but I cannot even see anything more subtle. It's a very bad spot to be in. And it's completely ridiculous. The easy solution is for people to just be honest with each other. But honesty has become so rare in humans that we now pathologize it and call it Asperger's. Redditor 7. You don't need to be able to flirt as long as you are confident when you talk and are able to be appropriately humorous. Mature women with their own business good jobs tend to prefer an honest and direct man. Shame you have had such a run of bad luck in the past, but please don't close yourself off. It sounds like you have a business you love, and that's the best kind of work to have. You seem to have a pretty full and fulfilled life that many would envy. Good luck in your future endeavors and hope you meet the right woman for you someday. I was late 30s when I met mine and had kissed a lot of frogs before that. Story 2-2. After being married for 18 years, I started getting the feelings that my husband was seeing another woman. I asked him about it, but he denied it. That was not good of him. I would have respected so much more had he just come clean about it. I knew he was interested in someone because he was a member of an adult group that studied past life regression, ESP, and the like. I was not comfortable being the group, and I think he was fine with that. He didn't want me to see his obvious doting on this other woman, who was also married. I was with him at a dance a few months before he left the kids and me, and for some reason, the hair just went right up on the back of my neck. I knew there was something going on, and which woman in the room it was going on with. My husband continued to deny that anything was happening, but as the summer went on he became obsessed with going to these meetings with this group of people. Took a shower, changed into nice clothes. He was dressing to impress. He also began to quietly insult me and put me down. The kids could not hear what he said. He was becoming mean. He deliberately said things that he knew would hurt my feelings. He had always been a gentleman to me, and was a good partner, but now he was very cutting in a quiet, constant way. I was told essentially that I could never live up to the other woman. That I was a failure as a wife. That she was his soulmate. At that point I was ready for him to leave. And after 19 years of marriage, we got a divorce. I thought he probably, with the constant mean talk to me, that he wanted me to leave our home and leave the kids behind. I did not do this. My husband was unemployed and could not have financially made house payments or have taken care of the boys. So I dug my heels in and decided that he could say or do what he wanted. He could put me down all he cared to, but I was staying put. I could afford to pay for the boys and the house, their home, out of my salary. He didn't have a salary. He resented my queries about him job hunting or going back to work. He felt I was pressuring him to get a job. I was. We needed the money. He told me that I was selfish to want him to go back to work after a year off. He wanted to be a professional astrologer and tell people about their past lives. He told me he was psychic. He wasn't. But he had been unemployed for nearly a year and the unemployment benefits were soon to run out. He blamed much of his unkind behavior on the Vietnam War when he was not blaming me, and told me he was suffering from PTSD, which was probably true. But that did not explain his dislike for me suddenly after all of these years. He was in counseling for that, but it didn't change him at all. He just got worse. It was the fact that he had another woman. He wanted to blame that on me. I was in counseling to save our marriage. He would not go with me. He was dumping me and wanted our kids to move in with him and his girlfriend and her daughter. By the way, his girlfriend kicked her husband out of the house the week before my husband finally left me. Seemed as though there was a plan at work. I gave my ex liberal visitation rights with the boys because he wasn't a bad dad. The boys needed to see him often. I appreciated his new wife's kindness and love for my sons. She was a good stepmom. My husband is a good stepdad. But I just laughed when he threatened to go to court to get custody. I don't know why he said he wanted to do that. He got to see them quite a bit. And, later after our divorce, he married this woman. She is a very nice person, and I feel a bit sorry for her because she really didn't know how difficult and unsympathetic my ex could be. God forbid she disappoint him in any way. He will expect perfection and a total focus on him and his needs and wants. He was spoiled or changed into a spoiled self-centered person over the years. And he blamed me for that. I have not been married to this man for 25 years. I have remarried and have been with my second husband for 20 years. The boys are grown and have their own lives, so any arguments about custody are over. It's a nice feeling not to see him or hear about him. By the way, he looks like he is about 85 years old. He is on disability 100% military disability benefits. He makes more money per month than I ever did, and has not worked for over 25 years. My sons tell me that he is not feeling well and they feel sorry for him. I do not feel sorry for him. But I don't tell my sons that. I am tougher than he is, they say, and they expect me to be the stronger parent. I think their dad is acting. I haven't told them this, but I have no pity for him. He got what he wanted. That happened a long time ago. Thankfully, I don't want to go through that nightmare again. I trusted my first husband. He was my best friend. Then that trustworthy man was sort of killed off. The man he became was an embarrassment and a sad, disappointing chapter in my life. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, nope, he definitely wasn't psychic. Redditor 2, you sound like a really good and strong woman. I am so glad you found somebody else and things worked out for you. Redditor 3, really enjoyed reading this. Redditor 4, the word enjoy, I hope, is ironic. Glad you enjoyed this. What, may I ask, did you relate to the most? Just curious. Redditor 5, I think I would have done the same thing in your shoe. Not bad mouth him, but let his actions speak for himself. Thank you for watching. Comment what do you think about this situation. Don't forget to like and subscribe.